There are a lot of common ways that people that are new into the crypto markets end up getting wrecked. It's very easy to fall into these traps, especially if you're just new into investing. In an earlier video, I discussed how I lost my entire portfolio 18 months ago, and today we're going to discuss some other mistakes that you can make if, like me, you're not one of the most seasoned investors. So I would say that the most common mistake that we make is a lack of research. So this is something that I've spent a good year trying to work on, but the problem that you can come across is that the crypto market changes all of the time. There's always something new, there's always a new niche that will come out or a new coin that will get launched and brand new projects that pop up left, right and centre. So it's really important that you make sure you always do your own research. Don't just blindly follow whatever the next trend is that's all over Twitter or YouTube. And when you have a better understanding of different projects and the tokenomics of it, it actually makes it a lot more fun. The second thing that we tend to do is marrying your bags. So this is a term that you probably hear quite a lot in crypto videos. So marrying your bags is effectively just telling you not to hold on to a crypto asset for too long. It works in both ways. It works with both profit and loss taking. So the stories that tend to catch our attention more are the ones that are saying this coin will 1000x or invest in this coin and you can retire next year. So whilst they are great at grabbing your attention, if you're not privy to these being used in order to get eyes on them, then it can result in you holding out for a miracle with them. The coin that you think is going to be your chance to make you a millionaire is probably actually more of a 1 in a million chance, and you can end up stuck with a coin that loses 90% of its value and you're not very sure what to do with it. So this is where you have to decide whether you stick it out and risk leaving capital behind that you could be investing in better projects, or you can come to the decision that sometimes you just need to cut your losses and pull out whatever it is that you have left in it. And it also ties in with another mistake that can be really easily made, and that is not taking profits. It can be easy to hold on when you see that everything in the market's green and it all looks really nice. But the thing with the market is that with the volatility of them, it means that they can switch back very quickly. So my plan is to be taking profits out at different price points throughout the bull market until eventually I will have my initial investment completely out, and then I can reinvest that into other coins which maybe haven't yet had a run. If you end up holding on for longer than you probably should, then you can be left holding the bag all the way back down through the downtrend. So this is one that I was newly introduced to in 2021 and I lacked any kind of knowledge on it. If you leave your crypto sitting in exchanges, you leave yourself in a very vulnerable position, and I did have to learn that the hard way, but it really is kind of not your keys, not your crypto. So the decentralized finance company Celsius that I used to store my portfolio went into a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It was a sore one, but it was effectively my own fault. I shouldn't have been leaving money on it, but they kind of lure you in with the yield for these. The issue with centralised and decentralised exchanges is that you pretty much hand over your entire portfolio and you are at the mercy of these companies. Hacks can happen on them quite frequently, and you need to be hyper aware of the requirement to have security. You'll always have scammers who are trying to steal your funds, or like in my experience, exchanges can pause withdrawals and effectively shut down with all of your cash in them. So if you have cold storage, it means that you are in charge of your own crypto and you can hold it offline and nobody other than you is able to access it. That's something that if you're just beginning to invest, you should really consider having this set up from the get-go. So another super common problem with new investors is that a lot of them think that crypto is kind of the fast track to getting rich. And there is a ton of incredible stories about people who make huge profits in short periods of time. But 99% of the time with these ones, it's just complete luck on it. Whilst high risk can equal high rewards, it would be a very damaging mindset to enter into the markets with. A lot of people can make the mistake of putting all of their money into what they think is the next moonshot coin, and they end up losing it all. But you don't tend to hear about the negative stories like this. It's always, I put £1,000 in this coin and I got 100 million back, or probably not as extravagant as that, but you know what I mean. You don't tend to hear about the ones that go wrong. So unless you're experienced in trading and chart reading, I would say that your safest bet is to set aside an amount of money that you can afford to lose, and then you dollar cost average or DCA into assets that you have researched fully. And this ties in with the fifth one as well. So the most common mistake that us newbies tend to make is inflated expectations. And I'm very guilty of this one, that sometimes we just expect way too much to happen way too soon. When you see a trending coin being spoken about and you start to invest into it, you tend to end up expecting to see hundreds or thousands in return within a week or 2 weeks or something ridiculous like that. Whilst the crypto market is volatile and the prices can fluctuate quite violently, you do need to learn to manage your own expectations on returns based on what you can invest. So I am very aware that I don't have the same amount of cash as other people to invest. So I'm putting in maybe a few £100 a month, whereas they'll be putting in a few £1,000 a month, a week, or whatever it is they do. Do I still expect to see the same thousands of pounds of profits that they have? Absolutely. But that's something that you have to manage. You have to realise that your return will be based on your initial investment. So you can't expect to invest £300-400 into the market in a month and still get the same £3,000-4,000 returns that the bigger players are getting. So when you become more aware of your own investment, and if you stop focusing on what other people are showing you, you can manage the emotions that go along with investing much better. So these were just a few of the mistakes that I've made along the journey, and there are so many, it'd be impossible to list all of them, and I'm sure I'll probably go ahead and make more as well. But the most important thing, if you want to be involved in cryptocurrency investing, is learning the markets. I have loved the time that I've been spending making mistakes and learning along the way, but if I'd taken the time back in 2020 and 2021 to educate myself, I probably could have saved myself a lot of cash and a lot of time. And maybe I could have been one of the big players that have thousands to invest this time, but we're back to square one on that one, and that's just down to my own lack of knowledge initially. So I hope that this can help at least one person who wants to start investing, and I will see you in the next one.